Okay, let's be real. The world of software engineering has been completely shaken up. You've got AI on one side, a shaky economy on the other, and all the old rules for having a stable career, yeah, they're pretty much gone. So today, we're going to build the new playbook. This is your survival guide for 2026. And this is the big question, isn't it? It's the one that's on everyone's mind. You see the layoffs, you read the headlines about AI replacing developers, and it's making a lot of us really nervous. So let's cut through all that noise. What does the future actually hold for us? And this right here, this is the core paradox we're all living through. On the one hand, your long-term career security, it's incredibly high. The world is always going to need people who can build things. But your job security, the stability of the specific role you're in right now, well, that's never been lower. And once you get this difference, everything else starts to make a lot more sense. So here's our game plan, broken down into 5 parts. First, we're going to get real about what job security actually looks like now. Then we'll dig into the forces that are shaking everything up. After that, we'll build your personal survival kit, map out a learning plan, and wrap it all up with the mindset you need to take back control. All right, let's dive into part 1, the new job security. You can pretty much forget everything you thought you knew about company loyalty and climbing the ladder. We're in a survivalist market now. This is the new golden rule. Your safety net is not the company you work for anymore. It's you. It's your ability to pivot, to learn, to adapt. In this new world, your skill set is your security, plain and simple. So what's actually causing all this chaos? Well, that brings us right to part 2, the forces of change. It feels like we're getting hit by 2 massive waves at the exact same time, the insane speed of AI integration and the harsh reality of economic downturns. Now, I know there's a lot of doom and gloom out there, but look at this. The long-term forecast is actually really strong. The data shows that software developer roles are set to grow way, way faster than the average job. The takeaway here? The world isn't running out of a need for developers. The demand is still there and it's growing. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. While the jobs aren't disappearing, the job itself is changing fast. Some experts are estimating that a staggering 80% of us will need to seriously reskill just to work effectively with AI tools. So it's not about being replaced by AI, it's about relearning how to partner with it. Okay, so what are the actual landmines you need to watch out for right now? Well, there are 3 big ones. First, our industry is very sensitive to the economy. When budgets get tight, dev teams feel it first. Second, the entry-level market, man, it's a total bloodbath right now. And finally, there's the incredibly frustrating rise of ghost jobs. And let's get super clear on what this means, because if you've been on the job hunt lately, you have definitely felt this. A ghost job is a posting that a company puts up with no real plan to hire anyone. Maybe they're just collecting resumes for later, or maybe they're just trying to look like they're growing. Either way, it makes the job search feel impossible. All right, enough of the problems. That's the landscape. Let's talk about solutions. This is part 3, the engineer's survival kit. And the most critical idea here is that we have to evolve. We can't just be coders anymore. We have to become system architects. Think about your career path in these 3 stages. A lot of us start as a code monkey, just focused on getting the syntax right. Then we grow into a problem solver, someone who can actually translate business needs into code. But the goal, the real safe zone now, is becoming a system architect, the person who designs the whole large-scale system. Why? Because AI is getting really, really good at step 1, but it can't even touch step 3. So what skills do you actually need? Break it down into 2 buckets. On the left, you have the hard skills, the what. This is stuff like AI integration, cloud-native development. But on the right, you have the how, what people are now calling power skills. This is where we as humans have the ultimate edge. Systems thinking, clear communication, real critical problem solving. An AI can write a function for you, but it can't explain the trade-offs of a system to a non-technical CEO. That's your job now. And hey, if you really want to get ahead of the curve, keep your eyes on these high-value niches. Agentic AI, building AIs that can act on their own to complete complex tasks, is about to explode. Quantum computing is still a bit out there, but its potential is just world-changing. And extended reality, or XR, is moving way beyond just video games and into what they're calling the industrial metaverse. Huge opportunities there. Okay, so this brings us to the really actionable part, your learning playbook. Because, look, knowing what to learn is great, but it's totally useless if you don't know where to go to learn it. We've laid out some of the best platforms based on what you're trying to do. If you're building those foundational coding skills, you can't beat project-based sites like Freecamp or the Odin Project. When you're ready to level up to advanced systems thinking, platforms like Pluralsight give you that real enterprise-level perspective. For the cutting-edge AI stuff, you gotta go to the source, like deeplearning.ai. And of course, to put it all into practice, you still need to be on GitHub, grinding leak code and planning your path with resources like roadmap.sh. Which brings us to our final section, your career, your control. This is really about putting all these pieces together. It's about a fundamental shift in mindset that you have to make to not just survive, but actually thrive. There's this quote that just nails it perfectly. It talks about the Red Queen problem, which comes from Alice in Wonderland. Remember the Red Queen? She had to run as fast as she could just to stay in the same spot. Well, welcome to our world. In tech, constant learning isn't about getting ahead anymore. It's the absolute baseline just to keep from falling behind. So if you remember just one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. Stop looking for security from a company. It's not there. Your real security is portable. It goes with you. It's the collection of skills you build and maintain. It's the value you can bring to any company, anywhere. We've laid out the map. We've talked about the dangers and the tools you need to navigate them. So the only question left is the one that's completely up to you. You have the guide, so what are you going to build with it? Hey, if this guide gave you a clearer map for your own career, do me a favor and hit that like button. And make sure to subscribe for more breakdowns on the skills you need to win. Thanks for watching.